You would only date a broke guy if you thought he could make money later.
Yeah.
You would never date a broke guy that you knew was going to be broke forever.
Wait. If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because...
What's broke to you? What is defined broke?
You make less than double what I make.
Less than double?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a shit ton.
Okay.
But you should be making double what I make. That being said, it's because I've held broke men down. I've been played by broke men. Okay. And personally, it doesn't pay off. So I won't do it again. And it is what it is. It's not hard to find someone who makes twice what I make. I personally attract people who make like a whole spectrum. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is. And I reserve the right to do that. And also, if you want to cheat at your own risk, I'm apt to ghost you. And it is what it is because men who make more money than me, they treat me with that same power dynamic.
Money and attraction, a topic of great controversy that has been pushing the black pill and red pill ideologies at wars for years now. The red pill says that all you need to do is get money, get rich to get all the women. Of course, not all of them say that, but the majority at least. And the black pill says that looks and height rules when it comes to getting women and that money doesn't really matter. That's what the majority believes, and both these statements frustrates me a lot because it's never that simple. There is many factors at play, so when people take extreme parts of an argument, it's just annoying and shows lacks of intelligence and openness to discuss and learn, if that makes any sense. So I decided to give my opinion on this subject and try to take the most logical middle ground when it comes to money and attracting women. This video, like many others, will be split into multiple parts. Part 1, Evolutionary Psychology. Part 2, Studies. And Part 3, linking it all together. If you want to support the channel and get your face evaluated by me with personalized look max and advice, link will be down in the description. Without further ado, let's get this video started. So you might be asking yourself, what does evolutionary psychology have to do with any of this? Well, I believe it does play a big part. One of the most robust findings in evolutionary psychology is the observation that men and women differ in the characteristics they prefer in potential mates. In study after study, in country after country, psychologists consistently find that men strongly prefer looks over resources. I mean, it simply makes sense. When we men try to find a girl, we don't really ask about how much money she makes, her cars or property, but we mainly look at her looks and youthfulness. Whereas women value resources as much as looks, sometimes more depending on the country. But what accounts for this sex difference in mate preference? The standard explanation from evolutionary psychology is known as evolved preferences theory. And it goes something like this. Men are looking for healthy, fertile women who will bear high-quality offsprings for them. Since fertility for women rises in the late teens and peaks in the mid-20s, men prefer mates in that age range. Furthermore, characteristics of feminine beauty such as low waist to hip ratio, clear skin, and lustrous hair are all signs of good health. So it's only natural that men would find these attractive. In contrast, according to the theory, women are at a natural disadvantage when it comes to acquiring resources. They're physically weaker than men, and their mobility is hampered by pregnancy and childbearing. So women are dependent on men to provide for them and their children. And that's why they value resources over looks in a potential mate. But this was thousands upon thousands of years ago. Now things have changed a lot, especially in Western countries where women earn as much money as men, if not more in some cases, and the state provides the needed protection. So providing resources, strength, and protection is no longer an important factor when it comes to mate selection. I believe this, among other things, played a big part in the way the Western dating market is today. So women now select based on other factors left. Your facial attractiveness, this comes as the highest factor. Your height, this comes as the second biggest factor. Your money and body, these ones intertwine. Now people separate these categories and put too much importance on them individually. But that's not how this works. These things all come together to give your general SMV. It's just that some are more important than others. I hope I did not confuse you guys. Now I've seen this with my own two eyes. There are some countries that lack the stability and securities of the Western ones. In these ones, women put a lot of importance on providing resources and security. So the country where the female live will decide the importance of being rich and having resources. It's not always cut and dry. This is why I hate when people take extremes when it comes to the subject of money and attraction. I think this about sums up the first section of the video. Let's move on to the next one. Now, I have found two studies that are interesting, and one thing please, if I forget to include the link of the study in the description, remind me in the comments and I will include them. Thank you. So first one, Polay and Nerol in 2009 conducted a study investigating women's self-reported orgasm frequency and their partner's characteristics. The number of participants were 1,534 women. The two variables in particular that were hypothesized to be predictive of female orgasm frequency were men's annual wealth and height. The researchers used data drawn from the Chinese Health and Family Life Survey, sampling 60 villages and urban neighborhoods chosen in such a way to represent the full geographical and socioeconomic range of contemporary China. The items in the survey pertaining to the research were answered in conditions of exceptional privacy. The participants were away from their homes, and the researchers administering the survey couldn't see the answers to the sensitive questions involving sexuality. The researchers analyzed the data using several models to examine the correlation between a partner's height, annual income, and self-reported orgasm frequency, carefully controlling for several possible confounding variables such as relationship satisfaction, education levels of the partners, etc. It was found that there was a significant correlation between the woman's orgasm frequency and the partner's annual income, but no significant correlation existed between orgasm frequency and a partner's height. The researchers claimed that this was evidence that male income was causal of a higher reported level of orgasm frequency among the women surveyed. This relationship was claimed to be robust under several model fit tests. However, a later re-examination of the model fit found that adding more variables improved the model fit over and above the original study's claims, leaving the direct effects of a partner's income on orgasm non-significant. Second study is about photoshopping a man into a luxury apartment made women rate him 30% more attractive. Dawn Hill in 2014 conducted a study wherein undergraduate students rated the attractiveness of a control photo of an opposite sex target in a neutral apartment versus a luxury one. The photos were rated by two groups of participants. One group rating the control photos, the number of participants were 59, and the other rating the luxury apartments photos, the number of participants were 43. The participants rated the attractiveness of the opposite sex target photos on a decile 1 to 10 scale. The subjects were also asked to rate the structure photos, which were employed and presented in such a manner as a way of minimizing the participants' ability to guess the nature and purpose of the study. They also conducted a smaller scale preliminary study involving 20 participants, 10 male and 10 female undergraduate students. Once again, from the same university who estimated the age and attractiveness of 4 potential opposite sex target models, this preliminary study was used to help select the photos which were used for the main study. It was found that in both studies that apartment context of a woman's photo had no significant effect of the male rater's judgment on the rated attractiveness of the photo. However, there was significant 33% more attractive effect for women rating the photos of the men. So what's the take from all of this? First thing that I stated earlier and that I think is logical is the importance of money should be linked to the stability and financial state of your country. The more stable the country with capable women, the less important it's gonna be. But it will never be rendered useless. It's just gonna drop in importance. Money is part of the SMV combined with the face, height and body and other things. It cannot be taken away and looked at it by itself. If you are below average looking and rich in the West, then it's highly likely that you are gonna get used for your money. But if you are average or above average looking with some other things going for you like height and body, then the risk of getting used decreases and attraction increases. If you are attractive face-wise, then it's a huge multiplier to your SMV. So if you are in a Western country, your face and height will still play a huge role. If you are rich in an underdeveloped country, the multiplier or the importance of money will increase. So before you decide the importance of money to a man's general attractiveness in SMV, look at the previously mentioned parameters and think for a second. Again, in the West, a face who is an H+ is worth millions of dollars. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments section. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A like and subscribe will be highly appreciated. And like usual, catch you guys in the next one.